I think anybody that's caught lighting a forest fire on purpose or doing any of this stuff should be immediately executed. I think we live in a time where people are willing to literally kill people and burn down hundreds of years of growth for their own political agenda so that they can be right, because they're not right enough. These people are going to get their way any way that they want. And like, what people don't understand, why would they do that? Money? Because there's tons of money to be made in shifting the economy from oil and gas to electric. There's tons of money to be made in grants and government programs for climate initiatives. So these people know this. So they create the problem so that they can get the money for the solution, which they don't solve because it's never really the problem in the first place. These people who push this agenda are complete liars. And if you want to know the truth about the climate agenda, it's about ushering in communism. It's about ushering in control. It's about taking the money and taking the lifestyle away from you and putting it in the hands of a select few that none of you listening, no matter if you love me or hate me, are a part of. And you guys think this is about the fucking weather. What is up, guys? It's Andy Frisella, and this is the show for the realists. Say goodbye to the lies, the fakeness, and delusions of modern society. And welcome to motherfucking reality, guys. Today we have Andy and DJ.
Cruise the motherfucking internet.
That's what we're going to do. CTI stands for Cruise the Internet, in case you're a little slow. We put topics up on the screen. We speculate on what's true, what's bullshit. And then we talk about how we, the people, can be the solution to some of these problems going on in the world. Now, if you didn't know, this is a personal development, entrepreneurship, business podcast. It's in the business section. Most people are confused by that because our current events show gets so much traffic. But we have to talk about current events because if the soil isn't fertile for us to grow our businesses and grow our lives and grow our success, guess what? We can't. So this show's a little bit different. A lot of the content's going to be about personal development, and then we're going to have CTI. We have the soil, and then we have the plants that we plant in the soil. And the plants that we plant on the soil in this show are shows within the show. We have Q&AF, where we talk about how to win, how to kick ass, business and life. You could submit your questions, and we'll answer them right on those episodes. So you can submit your questions one of a couple different ways. The first way is,
guys, you can email those questions into askandy@andyfrisella.com.
And they can be about anything. Or you can go on YouTube and drop down under the Q&AF episodes and put your questions right there in the comments, and we'll take some questions from there as well. Other times we have Real Talk. Real Talk is just 5 to 20 minutes of me giving you some real talk. And then other times we have 75 Hard Verses. 75 Hard is the initial phase of the Live Hard program, which is available for free. It is the ultimate and best, most legendary program ever for you figuring out you. Okay, the reason that you're not successful in your life is not because you don't know what to do. It's because you can't do it. And what this program does is it fine-tunes you into an execution machine. All right, it takes all the excuses that you've ever told yourself about anything, and it throws them in the fucking trash forever. And you can get that program for free on episode 208 of all the audio feeds. So that's the rundown of the show. For those of you looking for business and personal development, and that's why you're here, you know that I had the #1 entrepreneurship personal development podcast on iTunes for the time from 2015 to the end of 2019. And it was called the MFCEO Project. And I'm happy to announce that we are bringing that back, and that will be brought back very soon. So if that's your jam, you're going to want to tune into that, pay attention for details. So with that being said, we have the fee. The fee is, if you like the show, if it makes you laugh, if it makes you think, if it gives you a new perspective, if it teaches you some skills, please share the show. You know, I get a lot of comments from you guys who say things like, everybody should be listening to the show, or say things like, Andy, you should run for president.
Ooh.
That's the one I've been getting a lot of. And you know, guys, I'd like to do that, but here's the thing. I'm not famous enough, and I'm also not rich enough to do it on my own. Which means you can either give me your money and I can become rich enough to do it, or you can help share the show and give me enough social power to where I actually go do that shit. So that's why we ask you to share the show. So it's of utmost importance that if you get value out of the show, which I do for free, by the way, and I pass on 8 figures of ads every single year doing this, which sometimes I feel stupid for doing, I'm asking for some reciprocity. I'm asking for you to please share the show. This show costs me 7 figures a year to put on, and I do it for free. I don't charge you. I show you everything I fucking know how to do. And all I ask that you share it. And so when I get messages that get back to me, everybody should be listening to this and you should run for president. Yeah. If you guys would do your part, maybe I would go do that. So I'm asking you to please not be a hoe. You like that?
That was great.
You're supposed to do your part now.
Yeah, share the show.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that was great though.
All right.
I love that.
It's important.
Dude, it is important.
Listen, dude, we got Ramaswamy out here for coming out of nowhere. Is that his name? That's his name, right?
It is.
Did I say it wrong? What is it?
Ramaswamy.
What'd I say?
You said like something like a little like that was
Ramaswamy. All right, we got Ramaswamy out here running for fucking president, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Never heard of.
Okay. Do you guys not think I could go do this job and clean up all this shit? It's going to take some help from the community, which is you guys listening to this show.
Wouldn't that be cool, man? Like, because
listen,
we've
I don't
never
want
had that before in our history, where like
I don't want to take any money.
Brought up by the people.
That's
never
the
been
point.
done.
People, I'm connecting the dots very directly for people on this episode. Okay, if you do this, I will go do that, and I won't take any money from the fucking pharma companies or anybody else. I'll do it, but you guys got to do your part. Like, that's the point. And I've been trying to hint at this for like years.
You just got to say it.
Listen, people are not connecting the dots. If you grow the show the way the show should exist, I will go put motherfuckers in the wood chipper. Yeah. Okay? Real shit. And I'll fix our whole system. And I'll do it in 4 years. And then I'll go home. And you'll never hear from me again. It'll be fucking great.
And it ain't going to be one of those electric wood chippers either.
No. It's going to be nitro powered. Listen, bro. I don't know how else to say it. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
like,
I get it.
Everybody, dude, I get these messages all day long, and it's like, motherfucker, no shit. Like, what do you think I'm doing?
Yeah.
I need your help. I need you to share the show. I need you to tell your friends. I need you to bring them into the fucking crew here. And if we get enough horsepower, we'll fix this problem.
Yeah. Dude, speaking of problem, man, and it actually goes perfectly because I wanted to bring this video up, man, but you know, isn't it like, don't you, would you agree that like, I feel like everybody, and obviously I would say the majority of people, we all understand what the problem is. I think it's pretty safe to say that, like, no matter who you talk to.
I don't know. I saw fucking 3 people today driving to work with masks on.
Mm-hmm.
So do we
those are outliers, bro.
Are they?
They're outliers.
I don't know. I have a feeling that the minute that these people, I got shit to say about this too.
Yeah.
But the minute these people come back on TV and say do this, there's going to be a large percentage of people that are going to fucking do it. We're already seeing it.
We'll see, man. I don't know. At least from my point of view.
Do you got that topic in the show? Okay.
Come on, man.
Because I don't want to unload my load right away. You know what I'm saying?
Save that load for later.
Like I want to for a whole long time before I bust my load here.
Yeah, no, unload it at the right time.
That's right.
Perfect time.
Right on their fucking faces.
Yes.
Okay. Like that's what the fuck I want to do. So I don't want to get too carried away here in the beginning of the show.
Don't preload it.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I get it.
No, it's shit, man. Listen. So
can't you wait to see that shit in the presidential ad? What I just said.
I'm in for selling.
Bro,
prove that message,
bro. Listen, man. People want a real motherfucker.
Yeah.
They want someone that's going to go in there and not take any shit, have some fun, have a sense of humor, have some swag, clean the shit up, and then go the fuck home. That's what they want.
We need it.
I know.
We need it.
I'm aware, you know, but you guys keep putting these people up here that are fucking nerds that are typical politicians. Bro, listen, I've been watching all these dudes, and real talk, they're all talking out both sides of their mouth. Every single one of them. Every single one of them. If you go over here, they say one thing. If you go over here, they say another thing. If you go in the middle, they say the middle thing. That is not what America needs. What America needs is someone who is principled, who has values, who cannot be corrupted and cannot be f***ed with, who doesn't owe anybody any fucking favors. I can do that. And I'm willing to do it. And I don't care if they kill me. I don't care what they do to me. I don't care what they call me in the press. I don't give a fuck. I get called it anyway. Okay?
You're a little late for that party.
Yeah. So all I need, real talk, is people just to fucking support.
Yeah.
That's it. And you could support a couple different ways. You can be a customer of one of my businesses. I appreciate that. That helps me. All right. Because this shit is not cheap to do. Secondly, you can share the show. That's the more important thing, right? Anyway, listen, dude, these people are full of shit, and they're all full of shit. And until we get someone in there who isn't full of shit, we're going to continue to deal with these people who are full of shit. It's very simple.
Easy equation.
Yes.
Yeah. No, man, but I genuinely do believe, though, at least from what I'm seeing both online and in real life, that I think everybody kind of understands the problem. And it led me to, we talked about this new artist that came out that, a couple of weeks ago, Oliver Anthony, right? Has an amazing song. Everybody's resonating with that. It's still at the #1 spot, has been since it came out. And he has chimed in. This headline reads, Oliver Anthony predicts U.S. will not last more than another generation unless country changes course. But I want to play this video because, dude, like...
You don't say.
I want you to listen to his wording and tell me if you guys think...
I already know, because he fucking listened to the show.
So here's an interview, Oliver Anthony on Fox News. Here's the clip.
Do you feel the appreciation the public is giving you for allowing them to feel that, to have that connection?
I do, yeah, but I really don't want the appreciation. I'm nothing special. I want people to appreciate each other and appreciate each other's struggles, and hopefully, hopefully just find the energy that was in this song and manifest it in people's own personal lives, and talking to their neighbors again and their coworkers, and just trying to find similarities with each other instead of division. That's really all I want. It's not really even about me and my message. It's really what I believe is God put this message out for people just to give them some hope. I mean, if we continue on the path that we're going down now, culturally, we won't have a country in very, very long. 5 years, 50 years, I don't know. I mean, I don't see our country lasting more than another generation the way we're headed. We've got to go back to the roots of what made this country great in the first place, which was our sense of community.
It's a great message.
It's an amazing message.
Yeah. It's pretty obvious. Here's the thing, and I'll tell you why he's right. We are going to be conquered. This is what people are failing to understand. The reason we're going to be conquered is because there is a generation of men right now that are incapable of fighting. This is very simple.
You mean physically? Like
physically fighting.
Incapable.
They're incapable.
Yeah.
They've put chemicals in our air. They put chemicals in our water. They put chemicals in our food. They have propagated information that is not along the lines of reality. They have made people believe that their feelings are more important than the facts. They have trained people to believe that, things like masculinity are bad and strength is bad, and being a man of principle and power and fortitude and all of these things, a hardened, capable man, is a bad thing. And we have an entire generation where those men do not exist. Now, if you were the enemy of the United States of America, when would be the best time to attack? Would it maybe be when those people are of military fighting age? Because that's probably another 5 years away, just like what Oliver's saying here. Okay, so I don't think people recognize how much danger this country's actually in. And he's completely right. It has to be fixed quickly, and not over the next 20 years, like over the next fucking 2 years, 3 years. Otherwise, we're going to be conquered. All right. China's training their kids to assemble and disassemble, their same age group, by the way, to assemble and disassemble weaponry, to survive in the wilderness, to work together as a team in a military outfit. They're sending their kids to summer camps that do this at mass. Those kids are going to grow up to be adults. And these kids who are being taught that participation trophies are a real thing, that are being taught that they can choose to be a woman or whatever gender they want based upon their feelings in the moment, that are being taught that competition is not a real thing and that, I'm only in competition with myself. Like all these victims and shit say out here in the internet land, they're not being taught reality. And other countries are. And when our young men, if that's what you want to call them, become the military fighting age against those men, we are going to lose. And that's coming. And people don't understand it. So this is no different than what we're seeing on the internet today. Mm-hmm. Okay. What I'm seeing today on the internet is a bunch of people crying about masks coming back. Ugh, masks are coming back. Ugh, they're planning for the number of the pandemic. I fucking knew it. No, you didn't know it. You didn't say shit for 3 fucking years. You sat on your ass while other people took all the arrows and got all the abuse and all the negative press and took all the fucking hate. You sat on your ass and didn't say shit. And now you're smart enough to understand that they are going to actually do this again, but you're pretending like you saw it the whole time. No, the whole reason that we are even in this situation is because you may have saw it the whole time, but you didn't say a motherfucking thing. And that's the truth.
Yeah, because that's where this all started, bro. It started with the fucking mask 3 years ago.
And we're about to see.
Yeah, we are going to see, man. We'll check it out, man. But guys, let's get into this cruise because we do have a whole lot to unpack in this this episode. So let's just get into it, man. Yeah. We got our first headline number one. Headline number one reads, more torrential rain coming for California, Nevada as Hillary triggers flood warnings, water rescues. Now, I know that our listeners, our viewers, you guys have been seeing these headlines all over, all the updates. Everybody's kind of like watching out for this, climate issues that we have, and everybody's covering it. We've seen the pictures of Dodger Stadium, right? It's all over the news. So I thought let's break it down a little bit. Oh shit! What? Sorry, I'm not sure how that got in there. But let's dive into this live update of Tropical Storm Hillary. Okay, and the pictures are crazy that are coming out of this this thing. But what they're saying that we know about the storm so far is that the storm made landfall Sunday on the Baja California peninsula of Mexico, turning roadways into rivers and down trees as it swept over Southern California. The storm will enter history books as the first tropical storm to hit Southern California in 84 years. A 5.1 magnitude earthquake also shook Southern California on Sunday, but residents and local officials reported no significant damages. Governor Gavin Newsom has declared a state of emergency Saturday ahead of the storm's arrival, with flash flood warnings in place until early Monday. In other news, Hillary makes landfall, destroying over 30,000 emails. No, but like in a serious note, man, there's so much that's going on.
This is like negative 20 trophies now?
Hey, man, it's possible. Listen, I know somebody out there is fucking laughing right now.
You better start paying us in trophies, bro. You gotta start paying that back.
But look at this map, okay? This map is from, let me get the correct.
Climate change, bro.
Yeah, let me get the correct website for
We should lock down everybody.
This website is from Air Now, which is a government entity. Air Now.
Isn't it weird looking at this map? I mean, please, I'm just not going to say what I want to say.
What do you want to say?
I'll let you finish.
No, I mean, it's perfect time.
Well, it's interesting how the fires know to happen in the United States. And the disasters know to happen in the United States. It's fucking interesting.
Look at the smoke.
Look how fucking intelligent the weather is.
Dude, look how the smoke plume is. It's covering the entire, damn near the entire North America.
Yeah. It's crazy. Look at that. Like, look how many, how far few
look in Alaska.
Fires there are in Canada, and then you get up to Alaska and they just fucking start again.
Start right back up. In Alaska, bro. I thought Alaska was cold.
Bro.
It's crazy. Right?
We're under fucking attack.
Bro, listen, all I know is something's fucking happening. All right, now there's conspiracy theorists saying that it's, directed energy weapons. I'm more inclined to believe it's just a bunch of Antifa fucks, But I don't know, but they're everywhere, right? And I saw this very, very interesting headline I wanted to put out, because it's always interesting during these situations to see what the politicians are having to say in these different locations. So this headline, this is from Reuters, okay? Read this headline. The headline reads, Meta putting profit ahead of safety by blocking wildfire news, says Trudeau, right? And he's basically, the article goes in, he's ripping Meta or Facebook.
Motherfucker, he's the one that told them they couldn't fucking put the news up.
Thank you. Holy shit.
That's unbelievable.
So for those of you guys that don't understand, what happened was the Canada, the country, put into law basically a sort of fineage for social media companies who are reporting media that they have to pay this fee to do it. Facebook said no. So now so Trudeau, you put this law in place. Facebook's like, yeah, we're not going to be paying to deliver the news. And then you complain when they don't pay to deliver the news. It's insane. I just thought that was really, really interesting. One other development before we really dive down into this, man. At the same time that we're seeing all of these headlines, right? All of this climate issues, all of these fires, floods, tsunamis. There is an initiative that has sparked back up. This headline reads, International Elites Rush to Embrace Clinton Global Initiative. Okay. Where the World Bank President Ajay Banga and the Bahamas Prime Minister Philip E. Davis will be there. So too Hollywood stars Jose Andres, Orlando Bloom, and Matt Damon. Those are just some of the people who have put their hands up to attend the Clinton Global Initiative, or CGI 2023, next month in New York. And guess what their focus is going to be? Their focus is going to be talking about their commitments to address climate change, healthcare issues, gender-based violence, the war in Ukraine, and a host of other issues. Now, I saw this one conspiracy theory. I don't know if it's tinfoil hat time, right? But somehow they're like, are they connected? I don't really know. We don't like to do speculation. We do allegations here. So I don't know how concrete that is, but dude, it is just weird to me. What do you got on this?
Go back to that photo.
Which one?
The one of Clinton and Clinton.
Clinton and Clinton. 1 second.
It's the one right before this. Let's look at their faces. Like, how can a normal human being with normal perception skills look at their faces and not tell that this is a complete fucking act and that they fucking hate you? Like, how can you not look at those fake ass smiles and not understand that they hate you? What do I think about it?
Yeah.
I think anybody that's caught lighting a forest fire on purpose or doing any of this stuff should be immediately executed. Okay, that's what I think. I think we live in a time where people are willing to literally kill people and burn down hundreds of years of growth.
Resources.
Yeah. For their own political agenda so that they can be right, because they're not right enough on their own. All right. Humans have existed for a long fucking time. All right. We don't know how long.
Yeah.
We're told 12,000.
We're told how long.
Yeah. We're told 12,000 years. We don't know how long. Why are there structures here from prehistory era? Right.
Pre-modern civilization.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and not little simple structures.
No. Like impossibly built structures.
Yeah. And we've been here a long time. And now all of a sudden, climate. The Democrats have put this initiative out for my entire life. This has been their place, because who doesn't want a cleaner, nicer Earth, right? Like that's an unarguable position. Like,
sure,
you don't care about the planet, right? That's where they like to get people at. The problem is that these people just want to be right so bad that they're willing, and this is fact, you can look it up, they're willing to send arsonists to start these fires. A lot of these fires have been started by actual human beings that were part of groups like Antifa or the progressive leftists that are the radical ones that are in control of this country. And, so there's that. I've been telling you guys, these people are going to get their way any way that they want. And like, what people don't understand, why would they do that? Money.
It's very easy.
Because there's tons of money to be made in shifting the economy from oil and gas to electric. There's tons of money to be made in grants and government programs for climate initiatives. All right. They're just giving it away. So these people know this. So they create the problem so that they can get the money for the solution, which they don't solve because it's never really the problem in the first place. All right. There's tons of lies about the oil and gas industry and like what people think, like this fossil fuel shit where people think, oh, there's only so much oil. Oil's being created at all times.
Like as we speak right now.
It's a renewable source of energy. Mm-hmm. It's being created over and over and over again. All right. People don't understand this concept because if you say that, you get called a conspiracy theorist or a dumbass. But these are also the same people that said masks didn't work and ivermectin did work. And those things have all come to be true. These people who push this agenda are complete liars. And if you want to know the truth about the climate agenda, it's about ushering in communism. It's about ushering in control. It's about taking the money and taking the lifestyle away from you and putting it in the hands of a select few that none of you listening, no matter if you love me or hate me, are a part of. You're never going to be a part of it. And they use these people to go out and push these agendas that just don't know any better. They're not smart enough to discern what's true and what's not true. And then whenever they get made to be a fool, like they're wrong, right? Like all these people who got COVID wrong and all these people who took 7 vaccines and all these people who wore the mask and all these people who sent their family away for Christmas and Thanksgiving because Dr. Fauci told them to, and all these hospitals that intubated people, which actually killed people, and then used remdesivir, which actually killed people, and then denied them ivermectin, which actually was the cure. And the reason they denied them ivermectin because it was the cure is because with ivermectin, you couldn't declare a state of emergency if there was an effective therapeutic. So they wouldn't have been able to shut the world down, steal all your money, and basically advance totalitarian control across the entire globe. All right? And you guys think this is about the fucking weather. Go watch Agenda and watch Agenda 2, and we'll explain this to you. But even if you are one of these people who believes in this, your mind is not going to be changed because your ego is involved in being right, not what is right. Mm-hmm. And that's the problem we're dealing with. This is why on the way to work today, I saw three or four people with fucking masks on in their car again. Right? Yep. We're right. See, it's back. And you know whose fault it is? It's their fault. It's DJ's fault. It's Andy's fault. It's all the people. It's back. See, if we had done this shit, it would be non-existent. These people are so stupid and so easy to manipulate. And these people understand this. The government understands this. The media understands this. And they are using the lowest IQ people and they are fear-mongering them into doing shit that legitimately is destroying the world. And it's the most evil thing that could ever be done. And it's costing people their homes, it's costing people their lives, and it's costing the rest of us that know better all the shit that we love about our country. We're not going to have freedom, dude. They want you on a digital currency. They want to be able to shut you on and off at will. They don't want you traveling. Do you know why the electric car pushes? They don't want you traveling. They don't want you going to the next town over. They don't want you doing these things. And then they're going to say this is great because disease can't spread this way. Like they're going to come out with all this bullshit and all these people who are misinformed, low IQ people who have been made through the American indoctrination system, which is our college education system, to believe that they're more intelligent than everybody else. These people are going to be back on Twitter, back in real life, pointing the finger at you like you're an uneducated idiot. And it might work because if they release this next pandemic and it actually kills people, they're going to blame all the people like you and me and everybody else who stood up the first time.
That's real shit, man.
That's what I think.
Also, not to mention, too, you touched on the remdesivir and touched on ivermectin. The other thing is ivermectin costs maybe pennies on the dollar.
Yeah, of course.
Where they could charge.
It's not just that, dude.
I mean, dude, there was a bunch
of
stuff.
It's not just that. Like, they wouldn't have been able to do the shutdown. Mm-hmm. If you have an effective therapeutic, you can't declare a state of emergency. Oh. This is why they denied it so heavily. Yeah. And the reason they wanted to declare a state of emergency wasn't about the vaccine or any of that shit. Yeah, the pharma companies made billions. But the biggest companies in the world, the BlackRocks, the Vanguards, these guys made trillions. And guess where they got it from? You.
Mm-hmm. There's one thing, like, I've never understood why it was so hard for people to understand that anytime a person can benefit from a solution,
they start to create the problem.
They will create the problem. Like, it's a very, like, you benefit from the solution, you will create a problem.
Yeah.
It's that simple. It's that simple. Guys, jump in on this conversation. Let us know what you think in the comments. #Hillary. Let us know what you guys think. And, yeah, Yeah, man, let's keep the show moving on. But before we go into our second headline, because I do want to bring up the fact that, we've talked about these 3 or 4 different options that our elites have, 3 metaphorical buttons that they can push, right?
I mean, for years now?
Right. Before we get into the rest of those, let's cruise the comments. Let's see what we got going on today for today's episode. This comment is coming from our YouTube section at Forgety Cosmos. His comment says, sad, all the foul language. Now, I think we should just take, a moment of silence, maybe 10, 15 seconds. All right, we're glad that's fucking over. I just love that it's like, man, everything he says is great. It's just the cussing.
Yeah, well.
It's like, come on, man. Take the tampon out. You'll be all right. All right. But shout out to our real ass fans. Thank you guys for continuing to comment in our comment section, sharing the show. We really appreciate you guys. So let's keep this show back on the road. Let's get back into it.
Bro, I love how entitled people are to try and direct the content creators into however they want. Like, bro, my job is not to create shit that pleases you. I'm doing me. And apparently it works. Okay?
At least one person likes it.
Yeah.
Listen, you ain't everybody's cup of tea.
Proudly.
But if we are.
Pinkies up.
You know what I'm saying? Let's get back into it, man. Headline number 2. So you talk about, we've been talking about these other metaphorical buttons we can push, these elites can push, right? And it's obvious, again, we've been seeing headlines stir up about this COVID narrative. So let's dive into this part. This headline number 2 reads, Biden administration to urge all Americans, get a coronavirus booster shot now. Yeah. All right, Dad. So this is a Breitbart article reading, all Americans will be urged.
They didn't use any curse words, so it must be true. That's the level of intelligence we're dealing with, bro.
Yeah. All Americans will be urged by the Biden administration to get a coronavirus booster shot this autumn ahead of what it claims is a new wave of infections, a White House official said Sunday. Reuters reports the official said while the Center for Disease Control and Prevention reports an increase in infections and hospital admissions from the virus, overall levels remain low. However, caution is urged. Well, how does that make sense? If they're low, what are we? All-time low, what are we? Okay. But this is interesting. So Moderna and other coronavirus vaccine makers, Novavax, Pfizer, and German partner BioNTech, SE, have all reportedly created versions of their shots ready and aimed at the XBB 1.5 subvariant. So it's been out less than a week. They've already got the new boosters ready to go. Mm-hmm. That's interesting.
Why do you think that is?
Because they put it out there.
That's correct.
I mean, fuck.
To develop a bioweapon, they must also develop the vaccine at the same time.
Gotta have the cure. That was air quotes for you guys.
I'm just saying. That's what they do.
Yeah, man.
They will straight up tell you that. Like when you develop bioweapon technology, which should be illegal, people who do it should be executed. Mm-hmm. They also develop a vaccine at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, and again, just like the climate change headlines, they're everywhere, right? CDC issues warning about new COVID variants. Although EG5 makes up more than 20% of new cases, health officials say it so far doesn't appear to be more serious than other strains. I mean, it's everywhere. Should we be wearing masks again, right? Now, apparently, there's a few of these variants that have popped up. But most reports are saying that the lineage is named BA.2.86 and has been detected in the United States, Denmark, and Israel. Let's see what the news is saying. Well, I mean, we're the news. Let's see what the MSM is saying. Let's check in with our partners. Let's see what they have to say.
To the index, and the CDC is tracking new COVID variants here in the U.S., tracking several Omicron subvariants, including EG5, which now makes up more than 20% of new cases here. They say it does not appear to be more infectious or cause more serious illness. Pfizer and Moderna telling ABC News updated boosters will protect against the newer variants available by mid to late September.
Now, how do they know it's going to protect them if it hadn't even been, it hasn't been out that long. They haven't had a chance to test it or, how do they know it's going to work?
Same way they knew that if you took it the first time, you weren't going to get it, and you were going to be safe, and it wasn't going to cause any side effects, and young people weren't going to be passing out and having cardiac arrest in football games and basketball games and track meets and on live TV.
Yeah,
that's the same way they knew all that.
Exact same way. Yeah. Now, again, you guys like
listen, dude. You have to be a fucking idiot at this point in time, like legitimately a fucking idiot. Like, beyond, to me, do you want to know what I think of this whole, to me, this is a test.
Yeah.
This is a probe to see how people react, to see if they're going to react. And that just because people don't react doesn't mean it's good or bad, because they could be looking at this from a multiple different angles. If people see, it's my opinion that they plan to release a pandemic that actually kills people. And I've been saying this for the last 2 years. All right. If I was playing chess and I was on their team and I was trying to figure out how to win, here's what I would think. I would say, okay, we have all these people that made it impossible for us to get what we wanted to get the first time. They resisted. They stood up. We had way more resistance than we thought. Bill Gates says this in one of his interviews.
Yeah, he did.
We hit way more resistance than we thought we were going to hit. So he also says in another interview, if they didn't pay attention this time, they'll surely pay attention next time. And then him and his ex-wife look at each other like they're fucking, truly evil villains.
Mm-hmm.
So let's not forget those things. And if I was on their team and I wanted to maintain power, and we have to remember that they will maintain power at any expense.
Why?
Because their accountability means death or life imprisonment for them at the very least. And we're already seeing other countries start to call for this.
Yep.
All right. Russia submitted a 2,000-page petition about this last week. So, and they name these people by name. All right. So if you're on their team, you can't lose, because if you lose, it's your life. And if we're trying to figure out a plan on how to not lose, here's how you do it. You test everybody like what they're doing right now. Say, well, where are we at with people? Yeah. Are they going to wear masks again? Are they going to line up and get this vaccine again? Yeah. What are they going to do? How scared are they still? All right. Then we take the temperature. That's what I believe this is. Mm-hmm. Then we release something that actually kills people. And all the people who are saying right now, do not comply, don't wear a mask, don't bow down, don't do any of this stuff. When people's kids start dying, which is what the Sears pandemic exercise actually tested for. And if you remember, the first pandemic exercise that they ran in October of 2019,
Event 201.
Mm-hmm. It was the exact COVID variant, right? So what they talked about in Event 201 was actually what happened. And it happened just a few months later, and nobody seemed to think that was weird. All right. Now they ran one called Sears, and in the Sears pandemic, 20 billion kids die. All right. Now, if you were trying to control the population and you were talking about this in public, like Bill Gates does, do you think that it would advance your agenda if 20 billion kids died, a whole generation of kids in certain places? Would that advance it? It sure would. Now, what do we do with the people who are calling bullshit? Well, we can make them the enemy, because if we release this thing and these people are saying, hey, resist, do not comply, then it's their fault that the kids die. Yep. Then they criminalize those people and remove them from society. They put them in camps or they execute them. And then they run the world because there is no resistance anymore. That's what I see their plan to be.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's what they're running. And to your point, man,
and we're at their mercy because we've allowed them. Listen, I said this back in 2020. There was no accountability because not enough people spoke up for accountability. And we still have people who are running for president at this time saying in interviews, well, if I get elected president, I would say we lay down arms, and I would say that we move forward. No. These people are criminals. They've killed people. They've ruined lives. They've ruined legacy businesses. They've disrupted our lives for the last 8 years on a made-up document with Russia collusion. They've disturbed our peace. They've made us enemies amongst each other. These people are evil. We have to remove them from society. That's a real thing. It has to happen. And not everybody has the stomach to say that or be behind that, but I'm telling you, that's what's going to happen if we are going to have a normal world ever again. And that's something that is that is other countries apparently understand.
Yeah.
Like Russia.
Russia's definitely understanding that. To that point, I got this article pulled up.
I wouldn't vote for anybody that's not calling for heavy accountability.
No, and like it has to be.
Doesn't matter how good they talk.
Publicly, unapologetic
Yes.
accountability, right? But here's the thing. To your point, though, let's go back to this COVID narrative and this.
Does that make sense, bro? What I'm trying to explain their play to be?
No, it makes perfect sense.
Like, bro, what better way to remove your competition from the playing field than to blame the deaths of other people's kids on them?
It's not even just the competition, bro. It's the thought leaders. It's the high level influencers, the people who are directing narratives.
Do you know what they do when in communism when they finally get power?
That
They kill all the intelligent people. They kill all the people who understand what's going on. And then they rule over the sheep.
Yep.
This is their play to do that, in my opinion.
Well, dude, and to your point, you know, there's markers, there's evidence that suggests that, you know, it's gonna fucking happen. Now, this is not conspiracy theory. I have the evidence here for you guys, so let's dive into it. This headline reads, Executive Order, Biden has already begun buying COVID-19 equipment, hiring pandemic safety protocol enforcers. Now, again, I'm not making this shit up. I want you guys to head over to usaspending.gov. Remember, we will link this stuff in the description below. All right. Go to this website. This is a .gov website. Okay. And it will allow you to type in and search all of these companies that I'm about to call out right now. So you can see this stuff for yourself. The Department of Defense, they just awarded a grant to Hologic Sales and Service. Okay. Look at the start date for that. Start date. It's October 1st, 2023. Okay. And they awarded them $1.5 million. All right. In the description, Hologic COVID testing services in support of the Department of Pathology at Madigan Army Medical Center, Tacoma, Washington. New delivery order. Wasn't there a camp or something in Washington?
A few of them.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Department of Veteran Affairs. This is all on usaspending.gov. Department of Veteran Affairs, Abbott Molecular, award winner. They got $2 million. Alany M COVID testing, HIV testing, and HPV testing supplies. Biofair Diagnostics, another $1.3 million. All these little companies are starting right back up. Bio4 COVID-19 testing, reagents, and equipment. I mean, it's there. It's there. And if you notice...
This is seed funding.
Yeah.
Listen, this is just to get them up and going right now.
Yeah. October 18th, 2023. That one's already started. September 22nd, 2023.
Listen,
about
dude.
to start.
What we're about to go through is going to be the most twisted, evil, manipulative, fucked up shit that has ever been put on humans ever. It's going to be total psychological warfare, bro.
Yeah.
Total.
Well, dude, and to your point, though.
People really cannot comply. Like, you can't comply even if they release this dangerous thing. You're just going to have to try to not get it.
Yeah.
And you're going to have, we cannot allow, these people are terrorists.
We can't waver.
No, these people are terrorists, bro. They are terrorizing the population of the globe so that they don't get held accountable for what they've already done.
And that's what I was going to say. I mean, and so the third common option that we talk about is war.
Mm-hmm. That's
also ramping up. And I think,
do you not think that Vladimir Putin, bro, and some of these other leaders, when they've already decided that the United States is doing this intentionally.
They spent 18 months gathering all of this information, the data, the evidence, the locations, both physically, emails, servers. They have 2,000 pages of evidence. And in that, they directly name Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, Joe Biden, and George Soros as co-conspirators.
Bill Gates, too, they name. It's not in that document, or this one, but I know they did.
Yeah. Bill Gates in there. He calls them, Russia's called them the U.S. deep state. You don't think there's going to be accountability?
Hold on.
If the people don't call for
DJ,
accountability, you don't think Russia will?
If you had a country that you thought was getting ready to unleash a legitimately deadly pandemic. I'm not talking about one where they miscount the flu and act like the flu went away and then count the every year flu deaths as the deaths. Okay. I'm not talking about one where they ramp up the cycle rate on the PCR tests so that any single person that takes one, it turns out positive. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about if Russia knows that these people are going to legit release something that kills people's children, that's their children too. So if you were Vladimir Putin and some of these other world leaders, and you knew that these people were getting ready to do this and that it was going to affect your family and your children and your country, what would you be willing to do to stop it? Because I would be willing to do anything. And if that meant nuking the entire country and killing fucking everybody to stop that, I would do it. And if we think that those people have any compassion or sympathy or fucking love for our country, you're insane. The last 100 years, we've been the globalist iron fist running around crushing civilizations in the name of democracy and freedom, when in reality, if you go anywhere else where one of these wars has taken place, they're going to tell you it was about other things. Mm-hmm. The soldiers that come back, what do they tell you it was about? Other things.
Just look at those places. How democratic do they look?
Listen.
I mean, here's the other thing, and this is also a very, very telltale sign. We're starting to pull people out of our embassies in these other countries, right? So like we just pulled them out of Belarus. They just escalated to a level 4 travel advisory, strictly saying do not travel. Right, they just pulled all their personnel out of the U.S. Embassy in Belarus. So, I mean, all of this stuff is happening, man. And I think, to your point, I think this all is temperature checks, But I'm really trying to see through. Okay, well, what's going to be the most likely thing that they go through with? And I'll be honest, dude, I don't know. To me, honestly, like if I had to answer you right now, I think it might be a combination of all three.
That's how I see it. They're running up the climate agenda as hard as possible. The COVID thing and the other Sears pandemic thing. Listen, I think you're right. This comes back, bro, to what I've been saying to you every single day, what you and I have been talking about on air and off air for the last 3 years. If you committed crimes against humanity and you stole all this wealth and you let all these people die, and you denied them effective therapeutics, and then you injected them with a vaccine that caused mass infertility, heart arrhythmias, and all these other dangerous conditions where people were dying prematurely, and you did this and you got caught, and you understood that if you lose control, lose power, that you were going to be held accountable. What would you not be willing to do?
I'd do it all.
Anybody would, because it's their fucking ass and they're already criminals anyway. They don't listen. These normal people, like the people listening to this show, you guys feel bad when you do shit that's bad.
Yeah.
Like you have remorse and guilt. These people do not look at that. They look at you no differently than you look at the infestation of cockroaches that somehow got going underneath your sink. They look at you the same way as that you look at them. Mm-hmm. They're going to pull out the fucking raid and they're going to erase them. And that's what these people are going to do. And they're going to, and that means us. We're the cockroaches. Yeah. And
COVID's the raid.
Or the new thing or whatever. I mean, look, does this stuff here, does this not create a situation of population control?
Oh, for sure. 100%, which they've also openly, publicly said is part of their agenda.
Dude, bro, I just wanted to live my fucking life. I spent 24 years building my life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I worked really hard, dude. I gave up a lot to have what I have in my life. And these people are ruining it. And they're ruining it for all of us. The time to resist and speak up and demand accountability is now. It is not, let's see what happens. It is not, these people are going to do extremely evil shit. over the next year and a half. And it's going to kill people, and it's probably going to kill people that you know, if not you. And if you can't speak up for that, and you can't demand accountability for that, our military should have already arrested all of these people. If we lived in America the way America's supposed to be according to the Constitution, these people would already all be in jail. The military would have arrested them. Mm-hmm. It would have already happened. The citizens are going to have to act. They're going to have to act. And we could start today by using our fucking voices and not being a motherfucking pussy.
Yeah. Guys, jump in on this conversation. Tell us what you think, where you stand on this conversation.
How's that for foul language?
Thanks, Dad. Yeah. Let us know, guys. Jump in. Let us know. Talk
Imagine
to us.
telling a 44-year-old man to change his language.
I think, I'm offended by the terrible grammar, like the punctuation. Guys, let's finish the show out strong. We got our third and final headline. Headline number 3. Headline number 3 reads, Hunter Biden prosecutor David Weiss did not plan to charge the president's son until after IRS whistleblowers came forward sounding the alarm on DOJ interference.
Shocking.
Yeah. Completely shocked, man. Listen. So, we got to break this down because I think this is going to fly over a lot of people's heads because there's a lot of developments on this too, man. So let's dive into this just a touch, okay? So this is a Daily Mail article reading, Special Counsel David Weiss, the top investigator into Hunter Biden's criminal case, did not plan to charge the president's son with any crimes until after the 2 IRS whistleblowers came forward. It was only until after the IRS agents accused the Department of Justice of improper influence in the federal investigation into Hunter that Weiss decided to charge Hunter with tax crimes, according to correspondence obtained by New York Times. And that's not, right-leaning media by any fucking chance. So it's got to be true. And so the attorneys for the whistleblower said that if it weren't for their courageous actions, Hunter would never have been charged at all. According to the New York Times, 4 years into Weiss's 5-year investigation, Weiss determined he did not have enough evidence to charge the president's son. During negotiations with Hunter's lawyers earlier this year, Weiss reportedly was working on a deal where Hunter would not have to plead guilty to any charges at all, including misdemeanors. Now, you got that, right? So then the whistleblowers come out, charges come out. Guess what happens next? Can anybody take a wild guess what happens next?
The attorneys quit.
No. Hunter Biden apparently pushed his lawyers to make the DOJ prosecute the whistleblowers.
Didn't some of his attorneys quit?
Some of them did. No, some of Biden's did.
Okay.
Big Biden. Yeah, Big
All
Joe.
right.
Big guy. Yeah, some of his attorneys have been stepping out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So Hunter Biden's attorneys are reportedly pushing the Justice Department to prosecute IRS whistleblowers after the House Ways and Means Committee voted to approve the public disclosure of IRS whistleblower allegations. And it doesn't stop there. Like this little crack team of lawyers, man. For Hunter teams, I can't imagine that it's Hunter Biden because I really don't believe he has he's there IQ wise. But his lawyers, this is reports. Okay, they've been confirmed. Politico has broken the story. In talks with prosecutors, Hunter Biden's lawyers vowed to put the president on the stand. This was an intimidation to get the DOJ to lay off of the investigation.
Because they know that he's so inept and so unable to do that they feared that he would. Dude,
this of all cases justifies neither the spectacle of a sitting president testifying at a criminal trial nor the potential for a resulting constitutional crisis.
That motherfucker's not the president. That's all I'm gonna say. He ain't the fucking president.
No. I don't believe so. I think there's enough evidence to say he's not. He's not. But speaking of presidents, I'm glad you brought this up, Andy, because I want to bring in this last little article, wrap up headline 3. Don't know if you saw it, but now I will say this is an opinion. This is op-ed, okay? But let's check in. This is over at the New York Times. The headline reads, "The worst people run for office. It's time for a better way."
Frisella 24.
That's it, baby. That's it. Here we go, guys.
Here's the thing. Real talk, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be that. I don't want to go do that shit.
No.
But I will do it.
Because nobody else is saying
And by the way, I won't take $1 for it. I won't do one business deal for it. I won't take any fucking endorsement deals for it. I'll go clean the fucking shit up and I'll go live on my fucking farm and have my life back and drive my badass cars and fucking be me.
Bro, that's got to be the worst part. You ain't going to be able to drive.
Bullshit, because I'll change the laws.
The Eagles moving down
I'll
Pennsylvania.
remove all speed limits.
You get the Libertarians hard rocked on that one.
That's right. Look, bro, real talk.
Yeah, no, but
We need someone who don't want to be there.
That's real. That's real. But this guy who put this article out, okay, he says, on the eve of the first debate of the 2024 presidential race, trust in government is rivaling historic lows. Officials have been working hard to safeguard elections and assure citizens of their integrity. But if we want public office to have integrity, we might be better off eliminating elections altogether. Isn't that interesting?
Well, that's right in line with what Klaus Schwab was saying like a week ago.
Anti-democratic, right? Well, if you think that sounds anti-democratic, think again, Andy.
Oh, shit, what do I know?
The ancient Greeks invented democracy, and in Athens, many government officials were selected through sortition, a random lottery from a pool of candidates. In the United States, we already use a version of lottery to select jurors. What if we did the same with mayors, governors, legislators, justices?
Yeah, every single one of them would be affiliated with Soros.
Magically.
Yeah. Jeez.
Magically. Come on, man. You ain't fooling fucking anybody. And you got anything else on this topic,
Yeah,
man?
dude, I got a lot. Got a lot to say. If we don't get people to stand up and speak up and rise to the occasion of leadership, we will be the generation of Americans that loses America. And that's not something that I'm okay with. That's not something that my friends are okay with, the friends that I know. I don't think it's anything that anybody's okay with. And are you familiar? I think we've talked a number of times over the years about Sulla, the first dictator of Rome, which is ironic because about a month or two ago, Elon Musk tweeted, we need a modern day Sulla.
Mm-hmm.
And most people don't know what Sulla was. And Sulla happens to be my favorite historical figure ever. He also has my favorite quote ever, which is, "No friend has ever served me and no enemy has ever wronged me that I have not repaid in full." And that's a life motto for me. That's how I operate my life.
That's some real shit.
Sulla has the exclusive label of being a lifetime dictator of Rome. He was the only one ever. He was a regular guy who was a Roman citizen who went to school and joined the military. And when he joined the military, he went all over Europe on the behalf of Rome, fighting battles for the Empire of Rome. And when he came home from his battles, he found out that the government had been corrupted and that the Senate had basically taken over the government and they were all corrupt. And they sent an army after Sulla to stop Sulla, and Sulla slaughtered him. And then he went in and he slaughtered all the corrupt officials. And the people fucking loved it. And the people, he was for the people. And the people anointed him lifetime dictator of Rome. He came in, he served 1 year, and in that 1 year, He rewrote all the rules of Rome. He made it so that they couldn't have a lifetime dictator. And after a year, he retired and he went to live on his farm. And he left everybody alone. And that's what America needs. America needs someone who is going to go in there, clean up the problem, and go the fuck home. That's what we need. Elon Musk knows that we need it. That's what I would do. That's 100% what I would do. None of these other guys will do that. They're not going to do it. They're not rich enough. They're not famous enough. They can't satisfy that hunger. They might be worth billions of dollars, but they want more and they want more and they want more and they want more. You know what I want? I want to be left the fuck alone. I want to not pay more than half of my money to the government. I want to not be divided against my neighbor all day long. I want to not have the jar shaken and told that I'm these certain things that I know I'm not. I want to live in an America where people get along and they get to have a life. And we're not addicted to this technology or tied to it in every way, shape, or form. And a whole bunch of other things. I want to feel safe when I go to dinner. I want to be able to, celebrate winning and prosperity and not be told that we're selfish assholes because we go out and do what is evident in every single other species that exists, which is the law of nature, and go out and win and become powerful and kick ass and develop. Those are the things I want. And I want to do that without being oppressed by these shitbags. And I think most Americans can agree with all that. Mm-hmm. I think people want to be left alone. They don't want to be financially oppressed. They don't want to feel unsafe when they go out in their community. They don't want to be told they're racist or that they're not capable because of their skin color. They don't want to be pitted against each other at every turn. Most people are good people. Most people are good people. And those good people's lives are being ruined by these people who are not good people. And these people, there's a few of them, a few hundred total, in my opinion, should be completely wiped off the face of the planet in a very public way. So that for 1,000 years, people understand what you don't do to humanity. How's that for the watch list?
I think that sounds
Move me up a couple spots?
Yeah, we at least moved us up 4 spots.
Good. Because I mean it.
It's real shit.
And it's what, and all these, this particular topic that we're talking about here, this particular topic we're talking about with the whistleblowers,
mm-hmm.
the reason, I want you to really understand this. The reason that the DOJ pressed charges was because a few people decided to actually tell the truth. Now, all you guys in the FBI and all you guys in the CIA and all you guys in the other 3-letter agencies that know the truth of what's going on, all you police officers, all you military personnel, all of you guys who have convinced yourself up until this point that you need this job and that you're doing a job, if you don't come out and tell the truth about what's actually going on, you're a traitor to this country. You are selling down the drain all of the great men and women who have sacrificed everything up until this point. And the loss of this country will be on your conscience and it will be on your backs forever.
In your name.
100%. It's time to tell the truth and to speak up. And the people who need to tell the truth and speak up could change the trajectory of history by just telling the truth. And these are people that I just mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
Those people are continuing to stay silent because they're afraid of the repercussions. Do you not think that there's repercussions for any of us that have resisted this in any way, shape, or form if these people get their way? I saw an interesting video where it talked about, people like the different patriotic influencers or whatever, right? And it talks about Elon Musk and Rogan and all these guys, basically doing their own little part in the game. When the fuck are you going to do your part? When are you guys who are on the inside of all this going to do your part? When are you going to uphold your obligation, your oath, your commitment as an American citizen? When are you going to stand up and say these people are actual criminals and we know so for a fact and we're not willing to sit on this anymore? When is that going to happen? Because that needs to happen right now.
I mean, what do you guys need?
No, it needs to happen right now because what these people are going to do and the trigger they're going to pull on humanity is going to be irrecoverable for this country. And I believe that. I think the next 18 months are it if we don't fucking get that to happen, what I just said. If we don't get the good people who are in these agencies, who are in the government, to legitimately stand up and fucking fight, we are going to lose everything. And people, you know, like I get these comments too. People are like, well, you know, you're so brave for speaking up. No, I'm not. I just understand what's happening. I understand that if I don't, everything else is going away. And you fail to understand that. You think that if you stay quiet, you're going to get to keep your little life and your little house, and nobody's going to bother you, and nobody's going to call you names, and you're going to continue to go to the grocery store and be able to get food and turn on your light switch and get power and go to your job and get some income. You think that your life is still going to exist if you duck the fodder coming in. Mm-hmm. And what you fail to realize is by you ducking and hiding now, it's only going to get worse, and it's going to come to your doorstep. And by that time, there's going to be nothing that you can do about it. The time is now. Not next year, not in the elections, not we're going to vote our way out of this. The time is now. And if people don't realize that, dude, I at this point in time, I don't know what to tell you. And another thing is, I'm just going to say this. Those of you guys who listen to my show, and there's 8 figures of listeners on this show every single month on the audio and video combined, okay? You guys need to start tagging me when people talk about who's talking the truth, who's telling the truth, who's putting the message out, who's saying what. Because you guys who have listened to me for 3 years, you know for sure that I haven't fucking missed. Okay? And all these big time media people who are pussyfooting around the issues, who are not actually saying what the problem is, are enabling this to continue. And so I need the platform, and I need you to help me grow it. That's real shit. And I don't need $1 for it. I don't need any money for it. And if I were ever in a position of that, I would do it for free. Just like I do this for free. So spread the fucking message. Because these people who are out here that you guys are propping up, they're 7, 8, 10 months, a year behind what's actually happening. And I have a track record to prove that. Go listen to my show since 2019. I guarantee you there's not another motherfucker in 2019 on his own podcast saying, look, they're going to shut the world down. They're going to do whatever they can to keep this dude from getting reelected. And I called it out. And then I called it out play by play by play. And DJ and I sat here and got hammered for it. Personally, in public, in private, for 3 years. And now there's all these people taking the credit like they're the front of the movement.
Like they've been here all along.
Bro, it pisses me the fuck off. And you know what? Real talk, that comes down to our audience sharing the motherfucking show. And then when these conversations come up, tagging in the comments, be like, no, this dude here has been saying it. Mm-hmm. I need you to do that. It needs to happen because this whole conversation needs to get accelerated drastically. And the only way that's going to happen is if this show and this platform and this message gets out there at such a level that these other people have to catch up. Mm-hmm. And that's what's going to do it.
Yeah, it's real shit, man. It's real shit. Guys, join in on this conversation. Let us know what you guys think in the comments. But that was our third and final headline. It's time for our final segment of the show. As always, we have thumbs up or dumb as fuck. That's where we bring a headline up, we talk about it, rip it apart, and it'll get one of those 2 options. So with that being said, our thumbs up or dumb as fuck headline reads, I thank the good Lord. Woman celebrates becoming oldest Texan at 114 years old. Brutal, honestly, I don't know if I want to live that long, bro.
I sure as hell don't. Not if this is what's going to be like. Part of me, the reason I don't care about speaking out is like I don't care what they do to me.
Yeah.
Because like I don't want to live in the world that they're creating.
Right. So like anything's better than that.
I don't care.
Yeah. That's real shit. That's real. Yeah. 114 though, bro. Like I don't know.
How do you even know? How do you even know that's true?
Birth certificate, I'm sure.
Well, how do you know that birth certificates aren't corrupted? They can corrupt an election.
You think she's lying?
I don't know. People lie about all kinds of things.
Well, let's check into this. So a woman in Houston, Texas, who recently celebrated her 114th birthday is now the oldest person living in the state, and her family members are grateful for her presence in their lives. When Elizabeth Francis, fuck, that sounds old. That sounds old. I mean, like, that sounds like early 20th century.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, that doesn't mean it's true.
All right. So,
look, bro, I don't believe anything anymore. That's the problem. That's the problem of the society that they're creating. They've created a situation where you cannot believe fucking anything anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway.
Yeah. So this is Elizabeth Francis. Okay. When she was asked how it feels to reach such a milestone birthday, she simply replied, quote, "I just thank the good Lord for keeping me," People reported Friday. She was surrounded by 5 generations of family members, and the group included her daughter, Dorothy Williams, who was 94, her granddaughter, Ethel Harrison, who was 68. Now, I thought this part was cool. So the outlet noted that throughout her life, she witnessed women fighting for the right to vote, World War I, the Spanish flu, the Great Depression, and World War II, among other historic events. I just thought that was crazy. Yeah, so she was born on July 25th, 1909.
Go back to that. That is crazy. No single human being should have to spend their life living through all those things. Those are all man-made bullshit driven by greed and power-thirsty elite, quote-unquote elite people, creating death and destruction and despair and oppression for other humans. That's my point in the whole thing. Anyway.
Yeah. I mean,
we should not have to deal with this stuff.
That's true.
It doesn't just happen. This happens because people are so fucking greedy and so rich and so powerful. Honestly, they got nothing better to do. Anyway, good for her. Cool. I'm so pissed off, dude. It's just I can't talk about other things like we're, oh man. I'm fucking scared. I'm scared of what the fuck they're going to do. And if, to me, it's mind-boggling. And I understand that I have a gift. I do have a gift. My gift is I can see down the road a little further than most people. And if you guys understood or see what I saw, you'd be fucking terrified. Legitimately. You would be doing whatever the fuck it took to stop this shit right now. That's my honest take. It's hard for me to care about someone who's 114 years old when I think the world's about to end. You know, so cool for her. I think that's great. You know, it's sad that she didn't get to live in the way that humans are supposed to live.
It could have been 114 years of peace, happiness. And,
correct.
Yeah.
Correct. But it's not. It's it's elite, powerful people who got into power right around the age that she was born.
Yep.
All right. Who continue to create war after tragedy, after human event, over and over and over to financially oppress and keep humans down. Humans do not need to be ruled over like this.
No. These
people have taken it upon themselves to rule over regular people by creating these times of hardship. Why is every generation of men in America sent to war? Why is every generation of young men sent to war in America?
Checks and balances.
The answer should be obvious. It's because if we kept the strongest, most capable men alive, they would overthrow us.
Mm-hmm. For whatever reason, whenever they felt like it, because they could.
Well, the minute we do any fuckery that they find out, they would overthrow us. So we got to send them to wars. Okay? And by the way, those wars make us filthy rich.
Yeah, we can profit off of them at the same time.
Bro, I just see this shit so clearly now that it's like, it's disgusting. This country could be great. It could be what people think it is. Could be that, but it ain't. And to sit here and pretend like it is delusional thinking, and it's dangerous. We have a long way to fucking fix what's going on, and it's going to take some real shit to fix it. done by some real motherfuckers. That's real talk.
Yeah.
Okay. What do I do? What can you do? Well, you could start by supporting those people. You could start by standing with those people. You could start by speaking up in your own community. You could start by holding a higher standard, because the reality is our only chance of fixing this is to create a better culture. And a better culture comes from our individual existences. That means you have to raise the standards. That means your wife has to raise the standards. That means your kids have to raise the standards. You got to treat people good. You got to live right. You got to be aware. You got to speak the truth. You got to work to be better. These are things that matter in our culture. That right now, our culture is disgusting. Look at it, dude. You got women up there talking about, like, rapping songs about their fucking pink pussies and shit. Like, this is what the fuck we're dealing with. You got half the fucking population selling their buttholes on the internet for $5 fucking. Like, bro, this ain't good. Like, they've done their job in demoralizing and destroying what we've had here.
Now we got to do ours.
I told you guys for the last 2 or 3 years they're going to do this shit again, and it's going to be way worse. And we're at the front porch of that. The time for resistance is right fucking now. The time for government standing up, like you guys, Eric Schmidt and all these guys who are the time for dramatic, strong accountability and statements is due. Aggressive language, aggressive actions. That's what's needed. And it is needed. And if they call you a domestic terrorist, whatever they want to call you, I don't give a fuck. It's needed. These people, we have grown men dressed as women, not the other way around. We don't have women who are trans men shaking their shit in front of little kids. We have grown men in dresses demanding access to our children. We have teachers keeping secrets from parents about their kids' decisions. We have teachers who don't even know if they're a man or a woman, teaching your kids that that's how they should be. And then they should lie to you about. Like, dude, our culture is so fucked. I think it's so fucked, people don't even want to admit how fucked it is. So forgive me if I'm a little negative. But, like, if we don't act now and we don't stand up now and we don't do something now in terms of, like, just clearly letting them know that none of this shit is going to fly, bad things are going to happen. And I'm not talking about bad for them. I'm talking about bad for us. Their intentions for us are bad. They're not good.
Yeah. Guys, 80. That's all I got.
All right. Don't be a hoe.
Share the show.